is a war. It's happening now. It will decide the fate of humanity. The time to choose sides has come. We are the Resistance. We are the InfoWar.
Well, isn't this fascinating? Funny how I just spent, literally the whole month trying to work on that intro with the Journey to the Center of the Earth, and they put Journey to the Center of the Earth on Netflix now. Wow, crazy. It's like they're just tuned into my Zeitgeist or something, I have no idea. But funny, I was going to bring this up and do a whole video on this maybe sometime in the future. But does anyone else notice that strange things happen around full moons? I like to call this strange phenomenon moon sickness. Yes, I suffer from this thing called moon sickness. If you suffer from moon sickness as well, you should let me know, because I'm trying to prove it. This is a real thing. There have been other individuals who have also experienced strange things around when it's the full moon and it affects their body. Something with their energy or something.
It's a media of belief, a media of belief. The whole media is controlled by a few corporations thanks to deregulation by the FCC.
We're gonna run things our way.
No more kids.
Nobody's gonna tell us what to do.
Rocking and a rolling, splishing and a splashing over the horizon. What can it be? Looks like it's going to be
A free country.
Well, could you imagine if we retained at least some level of that intelligence from that previous life? Could you imagine that at least once existed? Could you imagine that our culture or society is so twisted and messed up, like we have like 8 different jumps throughout like just a small period? But yeah, I was thinking about the whole Operation Cobra. The extraterrestrials. I was thinking about this, and I feel like I think the USSR figured out they were lied to. I figured it out. They figured out that they were lied to. They realized that they didn't really care about Berlin. They realized that the real reason was the technologies, the scientists, everything. It would prove everything that happened after that on why it happened the way it did. The USSR figured it out. They were played, and they didn't like being played, so that's why all the tensions and everything else happened afterwards. Look at this. Everyone should also check out that documentary, Unacknowledged, if you haven't seen it. They also put that one on Netflix now. It's also why I'm kind of making this video, to prove, like, my point with all these videos, like, it's not just, like, fake or anything. Like, look, this is a real CIA document talking about 3 mysterious bodies they pulled out of a UFO wreckage. But anyway, as I was saying, the USSR. Yes, the USSR, they were lied to. You can imagine how furious you were, like, when you get to Berlin, you get to Hitler's bunker, you're all, like, excited because you beat the Americans there. You can only imagine, like, and then there's nothing there. Oh, could you imagine the shame and the shock? Oh my, all those lives that they spent. And they spent some lives. Could you imagine they spent all those lives on literally nothing, because after the Americans cleaned out all the technology and everything, literally nothing left there. That's why they were so upset.
Oh, and that would also line up perfectly with these dates right here. Like, remember Roswell? Let's look at Roswell for a second, since we're talking about the USSR and all. So they figured out they were lied to.
You know, they have spies in our government too and everything. You can imagine, like, when they heard about, like, this UFO Roswell incident, they were like, oh, what is all that? What is all that? And then, oh, they have their own UFO landings over there too. So you could only imagine, like, dang, did we miss something? Did we miss something? Oh, of course we missed something, that's right. Because shortly after, McCarthyism springs up. The Reds, remember Red Scare, everything, oh my, communism infiltrating, spreading across the world. Yeah, I can imagine why, because they were pissed as shit, because they were completely lied to. The SS, the Nazis, they really went across the whole world, they really spread out there. They didn't believe it until it was too late. That's why they were behind on all the technologies and everything. You can imagine, like, how pissed their government was, especially if they were supposed to be considered our allies and everything. That would explain why whole Gorbachev, Reagan, and unbelievable. You could imagine how upset they were. That would explain the whole Rosenberg thing too. This is just the spies we did learn about. Could you imagine the ones we don't know about? Like I said, like all the crazy technology. High jump, paperclip, German technology into the 30s, everything. No one believed it until it was like all in their face. And of course, you know, governments get serious when they feel threatened and technology is rising and powers and everything. The Zeitgeist. Oh my gosh. Look at that. It's like the Rosenbergs. Like, people don't even understand this. Like, look, they went to get the radar. That's all you need. The Manhattan Project is just a bonus, but all these, like, small things like military data and sonar and radar, hello, at least you can detect when the missiles are coming. At least you can defend your... That was the important part. You gotta get all those small pieces out of the way, so you don't need to focus on that. You only need to focus on the big things. That's right. Nobody thinks about it like that. Once they get all that technology... And sure enough, look at how advanced Russia's like anti-air defense and everything is. Oh, could that be because of all the documents and everything that were stolen back then? Oh, don't worry about that. Oh, I also got more gravitas for you.
You're an unusual man, Mr. Bird. You speak 7 languages. You're an athlete. You're more than up to the physical requirements of the job.
See, Hollywood thinks you're dumb. They think you're dumb. Look, I held that from you. His name is Bird. Remember Admiral Byrd in the 30s? All the spies, everything. See, Hollywood's tuned in. They think you're dumb. Quick thought.